Now we will talk about the issues that is at the core of the subject that we are today discussing. It is about the funding, who are the sources, what are the sources, and what are the stages involved in funding. Funding starts with valuation of your startup. Every stage has different funding, different valuation, and every stage valuation is called pre-money valuation, because when you get the money through that round, then it's post-money valuation. That includes the funding or the funds that have been raised. If let us say the valuation, pre-money valuation is 10 crores and you get another 5 crores in funding, then the pre-money valuation is 10 crores and the post-money valuation is 15 crores. It happens at every stage, this calculation. And all investors are interested in knowing the valuation, pre-money valuation, so that they get the commensurate equity from the startup or the company. Valuations of startups are a different ball game than the regular businesses. Regular businesses have regular formulas for arriving at valuations. In terms of startups, valuations are basically based on market size they are catering to. It depends or boils down to company potential, how much strength it has in its essentials, the basics that we have just discussed, the toolkit that we discussed. What are its current revenues, and if there is any growth trajectory taking place, that is another factor. Technology is one factor, an important factor. If technology is disruptive and the traffic that comes up through that technology, or let's say somebody is working through an app, the traffic that it attracts is one of the major factors for valuing a tech-based startup. And the management that is there is also a factor for creating a value at a certain stage. We can also discounted current rates. We can discounted cash method is there, which actually multiplies it's a simple multiplication method where you multiply revenues or the profits with a certain figure and then you arrive at a figure. But valuations are all subjective, because it's always a ballpark figure. These are decided between the startup owners, founders, and the investor. And that is one good discussion that takes place before an investor actually invests some amount. So valuations, the final stage of discussion start with valuation of the company. When it happens, then the stages of funding takes place. First, we will find out the sources. In the initial stages, as your startups, and some of you must be post revenue also, and some maybe in the ideation stages. All of us, even we as Kashmir Angel Network, and we have another startup. I'm actually a chairman of another startup called ThinkSight Services Private Limited. In that also, more so in that startup than Kashmir Angel Network, we have bootstrapped the entire project, and we are working with that bootstrapping stage, because it's about education. It's an ed tech. Technology is yet taking place. It's being created. But at this stage, we are now feeling that we may have to have a round, because technology is coming at a good premium and we are not in a position to fund that much of amount. But otherwise, we are just bootstrapped. The same is the case with Kashmir Angel Network. Entire amount is bootstrapped. It comes from our personal savings. If in your cases, you could have also done the same thing, and some amount from family members and close friends. This is where the initial capital comes in. So all of us are very much in knowledge of this particular first stage of funding, which comes from your own pockets. When this is crossed, and you have the idea in mind, and you have spent on your registration, you're taking offices, and then initial stage expenditures, setting up things, logistics, then you want your funding, you want your business idea to develop into a prototype, into something that can be seen and shown and something tangible about it. Then you need funding from other sources, where the sources, most important sources, are like the one we are currently getting this program launched is Wadhwani Foundation. There are incubators, there are accelerators. These are facilitation centers. These are government owned and private also, where it's not about just resources, they're not about just funding. It's a combination of mentorship, resources, everything. It comes with mentors of the highest quality. It comes up with handholders of the highest quality. It comes with domain experts of the highest quality. It comes with technology support. It comes with marketing support. It comes with research and development if you need. So it's not just about funding. That's what one factor I said in the beginning when we say why funding. We have two aspects of funding. It's in the early stage, and then the second one is in the scaling stages. But the third part is most important, where we say funding is required to bring in resources, mentorship, experts, and support, assistance, not just in operations, but also in risk taking, which is very important. These incubators and accelerators get you all of this and give you support from scratch, means idea stage, to the stages where you qualify for series funding. So incubators and accelerators are the in thing, most attractive things around. If you find some, you are supposed to, and everybody expects you to tie up with them and get funds from them. This is one of the most important resources. And then we talk about angel finance. Angel finance is about high net worth individuals. But high net worth individuals come in two forms, two shapes. One are those who are professional in nature. The other ones are those who are not professional in nature. They don't understand the ecosystem. The ones who are not as per the requirements of the ecosystem, they are HNIs. They invest in their personal capacities. We'll talk about them also. But the investors that are connected with angel investor network, they are the ones who are qualified ones. They bring in expertise. They bring in their domain expertise and hand-holding also. So they are formalized. They fund in formal nature. Angel investors mostly invest from a portfolio of, let us say, ticket size of 25 lakhs and above. And the angel investment does not cross more than 2 crores as a ballpark figure. Then there are venture capitalists. Venture capital firms are institutional investors, which actually they don't have their own funds. They take funds from other smaller funds like CP fund at Strand against the hurdle rate. And they have actually given them an understanding that we'll pay you this much of interest or the returns, basic returns. And with that in mind, they invest in high growth potential startups, typically technology based. So VCs also come in the early stages, angels also come in the early stages. All of these take equity from your company. You have to mind that. Crowdfunding is another, where there are platforms like Cato, Crowdera, Milap, and Fuel a Dream. You can have funds from large number of individuals with smaller amounts from large number of individuals against offers of rewards or products or perks, or in lieu of equity as well. And high net worth individual, I told you, they are not professionals. Their investor relationship with the founders is not as professional as should be, because they are unaware of the conventions of the equity-based finance, and their over-indulgent and possessive attitude, they fail to create that relationship. These are some of the sources which actually belong to early stage funding. We all early stage startups look towards these 5 sources of funding.